The early morning light cascaded through the massive spaceport windows, casting long shadows across the polished titanium floors. Yoon Kim clutched her compact quantum research case, her fingers tracing the subtle engravings of her laboratory's logo. Around her, the Incheon Interstellar Spaceport hummed with activity. Holographic displays flickered, robotic assistants glided between passengers, and the soft whirring of anti-gravity luggage systems created a rhythmic background noise. She wore a perfectly tailored navy blazer, her credentials barely visible beneath the subtle fabric. Years of research, countless sleepless nights, and groundbreaking quantum communication protocols were contained within her compact frame. The spaceport was a marvel of human engineering, a testament to how far civilization had advanced in just 3 decades. Jay Park, the security guard, stood like a human barricade. His augmented vision implant scanned her repeatedly, a digital overlay highlighting potential threats. But what he saw was something different, a young woman who didn't fit his narrow perception of a high-level researcher. "This section is restricted," he said, his voice carrying a practiced tone of bureaucratic authority. Yoon noticed the subtle micro-expressions, the slight narrowing of his eyes, the almost imperceptible tension in his shoulders. She had navigated these moments her entire professional life. The first-class boarding area was a marvel of technological elegance. Transparent force fields shimmered, separating different passenger sections. Robotic concierge units moved with fluid precision, assisting travelers. Holographic destination maps showed multiple interstellar routes: Mars Colony, Europa Research Station, Titan Mining Outpost. Around them, travelers represented humanity's diverse future. A group of Japanese-Brazilian terraforming engineers discussed atmospheric conversion techniques. Near them, a team of African quantum mathematicians reviewed complex computational models. Hybrid androids with biosynthetic interfaces moved seamlessly. Among organic humans, Jay's augmented vision continued scanning. Age 34. Height 168 centimeters. Occupation scan. Interrupted. Something was blocking his standard identification protocols. "Your boarding pass," he demanded, extending a muscular hand. Embedded with subtle technological enhancements, Yoon remained calm. She had dealt with these situations before. Subtle racism masked as bureaucratic procedure. Her research had broken communication barriers between distant human colonies. Surely she could handle one narrow-minded security guard. The spaceport's ambient temperature seemed to drop slightly. Nearby passengers began subtly paying attention, sensing the emerging tension. A robotic concierge unit paused its routine, its neural network detecting potential conflict. Mechanical sounds of distant spacecraft launching echoed through the massive terminal. Outside the massive windows, a quantum cruiser prepared for its lunar jump, its quantum drive creating mesmerizing light patterns against the morning sky. Jay's augmented vision continued its relentless scan. Something about Yoon's calm demeanor challenged his standard protocols. Her research credentials were encrypted at a level beyond his standard clearance. "I need to verify your authorization," he repeated, his tone a mixture of professional duty and underlying tension. Little did he know that this moment would become a turning point, not just for Yoon, but for the entire space exploration infrastructure. The quantum research case in her hand contained more than just documents. It represented humanity's next evolutionary leap in communication technology. Quantum entanglement protocols that could connect distant human colonies instantaneously. Technology that would redefine human connectivity across millions of kilometers. Nearby, a holographic advertisement showcased the latest android-human collaborative missions. Sleek robotic units working alongside human researchers on distant planetary exploration teams. The future was collaboration, integration, breaking traditional barriers. J Park represented an outdated system. Yoon Kim represented possibility. Their confrontation was about to become much more than a simple boarding dispute. The spaceport continued its rhythmic dance of human and technological interaction, waiting, watching, ready. End of part 1. The moment. Stretched like an elastic band ready to snap, Yoon's fingers moved with practiced precision, activating her quantum research credentials. A soft blue holographic light erupted from her compact research case, transforming the immediate environment into a dynamic display of scientific achievement. The holographic projection wasn't just a typical identification system. It was a living, breathing narrative of human scientific innovation. Layers of complex data began dancing around Jay Park, creating a three-dimensional map of her professional journey. Quantum communication schematics, breakthrough research diagrams, and mission success reports materialized in stunning visual detail. Nearby passengers stopped, their augmented vision implants automatically syncing with the extraordinary display. A group of young engineering students gasped as complex mathematical equations and molecular communication models transformed the air around Yoon into a living, breathing scientific landscape. The holographic system wasn't just showing credentials, it was telling a story. Her research on quantum entanglement communication had solved problems that had stumped global scientific communities for decades. Detailed simulations showed how her protocols could connect human colonies across impossible distances, reducing communication lag from months to mere milliseconds. Jay's augmented vision implants began overloading. Multiple security clearance levels flickered rapidly, each validation revealing more impressive credentials. Top-level quantum research clearance, Global Space Exploration Consortium Platinum Authorization, Advanced Planetary Communication Research, Team Leader. The robotic concierge units nearby started recalibrating their systems. Their neural networks recognized the extraordinary scientific achievement happening right before them. One small robotic unit rolled closer, its optical sensors scanning the holographic display with mechanical curiosity. Quantum communication. Protocol version 7.3, the hologram announced in a clear, synthesized voice. Lead researcher, Ewen Kim. Breakthrough achievement, instantaneous interstellar communication network. Simulations began showing how her research could revolutionize human space exploration. Tiny holographic spacecraft demonstrated instant communication between Mars colonies, Jupiter research stations, and distant mining outposts. What once took months could now happen in milliseconds. Jay Park's professional confidence started crumbling. His augmented vision showed her professional achievements in stark, undeniable detail. Publication records, research grants, international scientific awards. Each holographic layer peeled back another level of her extraordinary professional journey. The spaceport's ambient environment seemed to change. Other researchers and travelers began gathering, their own technological interfaces syncing with the extraordinary display. A collective murmur of appreciation started building, a recognition of scientific excellence that transcended traditional barriers. Yoon remained calm. She had navigated these moments her entire professional life, moments where her achievements would speak louder than any potential prejudice. Her research wasn't just about communication technology, it was about connecting human potential across unimaginable distances. The holographic display started showing planetary exploration maps, regions where her communication protocols had already been implemented, remote research stations that had been transformed by her innovative thinking. Each visualization told a story of human resilience and technological breakthrough. Nearby, a group of international researchers watched in absolute fascination. Her credentials weren't just professional documents, they were a living testament to human innovation, quantum communication protocols that could reshape how humanity understood connection and distance. Jay's augmented systems continued processing. Each validation revealed another layer of her extraordinary professional journey. The security guards. Initial confidence had transformed into a mixture of professional respect and personal humility. The quantum research case in her hand was more than a simple carrier. It was a portal to humanity's technological future. Communication technologies that could connect distant human colonies, transform scientific research, and open entirely new frontiers of human exploration. Around them, the spaceport continued, its rhythmic dance of human and technological interaction. But now something fundamental had changed. a moment of potential conflict had transformed into a celebration of human potential. Yoon Kim had just rewritten the narrative, not through confrontation, but through the undeniable power of her scientific achievement. End of Part 2. The station's communication network erupted like a cascading quantum wave. Yoon's holographic credentials transformed from a personal moment into a global spectacle. Every display screen in the Incheon interstellar spaceport suddenly synchronized, broadcasting her extraordinary achievements. Massive holographic displays that typically showed flight schedules and planetary weather patterns now revealed Yoon's scientific journey. Her quantum communication research materialized in stunning visual complexity. Intricate molecular models, complex mathematical equations, and stunning planetary communication network diagrams danced across screens. Robotic information systems began cross-referencing her achievements. Automated protocols typically designed for standard identification suddenly recognized something extraordinary. Her research wasn't just another scientific paper. It was a revolutionary breakthrough that could reshape human space exploration. The primary communication hub, a massive quantum processing center located in the central terminal, began analyzing her credentials. Sophisticated AI systems compared her research against global scientific databases. Each verification revealed another layer of her extraordinary professional journey. Travelers from different planetary colonies stopped in their tracks. A group of Mars terraforming engineers watched with professional fascination. Lunar Research Station scientists synchronized their augmented vision implants, absorbing every detail of her quantum communication protocols. Nearby, a collection of hybrid androids, part synthetic, part organic, processed the information with mechanical precision. Their neural networks recognized the significance of her research beyond human emotional limitations. Instantaneous communication across vast interstellar distances represented more than technology. It was a new frontier of human connectivity. The spaceport's ambient environment transformed. What started as a potential confrontation had become a global celebration of scientific achievement. Communication screens showcased her breakthrough research, revealing complex quantum entanglement protocols that could connect distant human colonies in milliseconds. Station Director monitoring. Systems began generating comprehensive reports. Her quantum communication research represented a potential trillion-credit technological advancement. Simulations showed how her protocols could revolutionize everything from planetary exploration to deep space mining operations. Holographic displays started showing real-time implementation scenarios. Remote research stations on Europa's icy landscapes, mining colonies deep within asteroid belts, distant Mars terraforming projects. Each visualization demonstrated how her research could instantly connect these isolated human outposts. The security systems that initially challenged her now celebrated her achievements. Automated protocols designed to restrict and control suddenly became channels of professional recognition. J-Park's initial bureaucratic resistance had transformed into a moment of institutional reflection. Quantum communication diagrams revealed intricate networks, lines of instantaneous connection spanning millions of kilometers. What once took months of delayed communication could now happen in microscopic timeframes. Her research wasn't just technological, it was a reimagining of human potential. International research networks began generating real-time analyses. Scientific institutions across Earth, Mars, and lunar colonies started processing her breakthrough. Conference systems lit up with notifications. Academic platforms began scheduling immediate review sessions. The hybrid android information processors calculated the potential societal impact. Her quantum communication protocols represented more than a technological advancement. They were a potential evolutionary leap for human connectivity. Isolation could become a historical concept. Station communication systems continued broadcasting her achievements. Each layer of her research revealed another dimension of human innovation. From molecular communication models to planetary network designs, her work represented a bridge between current limitations and future possibilities. Around her, the spaceport transformed. What initially seemed like a potential moment of professional discrimination had become a global celebration of scientific excellence. Researchers, travelers, and technological systems recognized something extraordinary was happening. Yoon remained calm, a subtle smile playing across her features. She understood that this moment was bigger than her individual achievement. It represented humanity's collective potential to break through technological and social barriers. The quantum communication networks continued processing, analyzing, celebrating. Her research was no longer just a personal achievement. It had become a global narrative of human potential. End of Part 3. The station director, Woo Sung, moved with purpose through the crowded spaceport. His augmented vision implants processed the extraordinary situation unfolding before him. Years of bureaucratic experience hadn't prepared him for this moment. A single interaction that would potentially reshape institutional protocols. Holographic performance metrics materialized around him, tracking the global response to Yoon's credentials. News networks, scientific platforms, and international research channels were simultaneously analyzing the incident. What began as a simple boarding dispute had transformed into a watershed moment for space exploration institutions. Woo approached Erson with a combination of professional respect and genuine humility. The surrounding environment seemed to pulse with anticipation. Robotic concierge units adjusted their positioning, creating a subtle pathway for the approaching station director. "Dr. Kim," he said, his voice carrying the weight of institutional authority, "I believe we need to have a conversation." The nearby passengers watched with intense curiosity. Hybrid androids with advanced social processing units began recording the interaction, recognizing its potential historical significance. The spaceport's communication networks continued broadcasting every subtle nuance of the moment. Yoon's quantum research case remained clutched firmly in her hand, a silent testament to years of groundbreaking work. Around her, holographic displays continued showcasing her extraordinary achievements. Molecular communication models danced in the air, revealing complex scientific innovations that could reshape human space exploration. Woo's augmented vision implants processed multiple layers of information simultaneously. Her research credentials represented more than individual achievement. They were a challenge to existing institutional structures. Years of subtle systemic barriers were being dismantled in real time. "The incident with our security personnel requires a comprehensive review," Woo continued, his tone a mixture of professional accountability and genuine concern. Nearby robotic systems began generating preliminary institutional analysis reports, tracking the potential systemic implications of the moment. International research networks started generating real-time responses. Scientific institutions across multiple planetary colonies began scheduling emergency review sessions. What was happening wasn't just about one researcher. It was a potential revolution in institutional recognition. The spaceport's ambient environment seemed to vibrate with potential. Travelers from different planetary colonies watched with a mixture of fascination and professional respect. Mars terraforming engineers, lunar research scientists, and deep space exploration teams synchronized their augmented vision systems, holographic. Displays began showing comprehensive institutional performance metrics. Years of subtle discrimination, unconscious bias, and systemic limitations became visible through complex data visualizations. Yoon's single moment of professional excellence was revealing deeper institutional challenges. Hybrid android communication. Processors began generating complex social analysis reports. The interaction represented more than a simple confrontation. It was a potential turning point in how human institutions recognize and celebrate individual excellence. Woo's professional demeanor carried the weight of institutional reflection. His augmented vision tracked multiple layers of information: professional credentials, systemic performance metrics, potential institutional transformation scenarios. Each layer revealed another dimension of the extraordinary moment. Station. Communication networks continued broadcasting the interaction. What began as a potential moment of discrimination had transformed into a global conversation about institutional excellence, recognition, and human potential. Yun remained calm, her professional composure a silent statement of resilience. She understood that this moment was bigger than her individual experience. It represented a potential transformation of how scientific institutions recognize and celebrate diverse excellence. The quantum research case in her hand continued to pulse with subtle energy. Complex communication protocols, revolutionary research designs, and extraordinary scientific achievements contained within a compact technological marvel. Around them, the spaceport continued its rhythmic dance of human and technological interaction. But something fundamental had changed. An institutional moment of reckoning was unfolding, challenging traditional limitations, celebrating individual potential. Woo Sung and Yun Kim stood at the center of a transformative moment. The future of space exploration institutional structures hung in delicate balance. End of Part 4. The quantum shuttle's boarding ramp shimmered with an electromagnetic field, creating a subtle iridescent pathway. Hyun Kim stepped forward, her presence transforming the entire boarding environment. Around her, the gate crew stood in a formation of collective reflection, no longer just security personnel, but witnesses to a moment of institutional transformation. Holographic displays tracked her movement, generating real-time data streams that celebrated her extraordinary journey. Each step she took represented more than a personal triumph. It was a statement about human potential, scientific excellence, and the breaking of systemic barriers. The shuttle itself was a marvel of human engineering. Quantum propulsion systems hummed with contained energy, advanced nano-adaptive hull materials shimmering with technological complexity. Multiple planetary flags were subtly embedded in its exterior design, a testament to humanity's collaborative space exploration efforts. As Theon approached the boarding area, the previously confrontational gate crew now formed an unexpected honor guard. Their augmented vision systems continued processing her extraordinary credentials. What once represented a barrier now became a pathway of professional respect. Hybrid communication androids began generating comprehensive social impact reports. This single moment represented more than an individual's journey. It was a potential revolution in institutional recognition. Complex algorithms tracked the global response, measuring the societal implications of her breakthrough. The spaceport's ambient environment pulsed with transformative energy. Travelers from multiple planetary colonies watched with a mixture of fascination and professional respect. Mars research scientists, lunar exploration teams, and deep space communication experts synchronized their augmented vision interfaces. Quantum communication networks began broadcasting her journey. Instantaneous data streams connected distant human colonies, sharing the extraordinary moment of institutional reflection. What began as a potential confrontation had transformed into a global celebration of scientific excellence. Jay Park, the security guard who initially challenged her, now stood with a transformed perspective. His augmented vision systems continued, processing the extraordinary credentials. Professional humility replaced his earlier bureaucratic resistance. Each holographic layer revealed another dimension of her extraordinary achievements. The shuttle's interior represented the pinnacle of human technological innovation. Adaptive neural interfaces, quantum communication stations, and advanced research. Compartments designed for complex scientific exploration. Every technological detail spoke to humanity's relentless pursuit of knowledge. Station Director Woo Sung watched from a nearby observation platform. His augmented systems tracked multiple layers of institutional performance metrics. The moment represented more than an individual triumph. It was a potential transformation of how scientific institutions recognize diverse excellence. Robotic information processors began generating comprehensive analysis reports. Complex algorithms calculated the potential societal impact of her quantum communication research. Isolated human colonies could now be connected in microscopic timeframes, reshaping the fundamental understanding of human connectivity. Yuan's quantum research case continued to pulse with subtle technological energy. Contained within were communication, protocols that could transform human space exploration, molecular communication designs that could connect distant planetary research stations in unprecedented ways. The boarding ramp became a symbolic pathway. Each step represented a challenge to traditional institutional limitations. Hybrid androids, with advanced social processing units, recorded every nuanced moment, recognizing its potential historical significance. International research networks began generating real-time responses. Scientific institutions across multiple planetary colonies scheduled emergency review sessions. The moment transcended individual achievement. It represented a potential revolution in institutional recognition. Around her, the spaceport continued, its rhythmic dance of human and technological interaction, but something fundamental had changed. An extraordinary journey of professional excellence was unfolding, challenging traditional barriers, celebrating individual potential. The Quantum Shuttle's quantum drive began its preliminary activation sequence. Electromagnetic fields created a subtle preparation for interstellar travel. Hyun Kim stood at the intersection of human potential and technological innovation. As she boarded, the entire gate crew stood in a moment of collective reflection, no longer divided by bureaucratic limitations, but united by a recognition of extraordinary human potential. The universe waited, filled with unexplored possibilities. End of Part 5.